Hey, what's happening, YouTube? Let me see if I can sum some of this history stuff up about why, as plant eaters or vegetable and fruit eaters, why that is the proper way for us as human beings to really eat that way. For me, watching documentaries and looking over things and getting the history of how the Caucasian people has formed it here in the United States. So we got to go by what education they give us, and then from there we have to use our own natural universal deciphering abilities, which is the universal intelligence or the intellect of all things, for us to decipher the truth. Because when you start doing, when you really into yourself and you let your inner intellectual you, as far as your inner spirit you, help guide you, then you can come to fruition on a lot of things out here and decipher a lot of things on your own, and which is the best way to do things anyway. So this is a helpful guide and a messenger, if you will, to help you in your inner strength or your inner you come to light and help you. To bring out things where as though people may not even be mentioning certain things to you, or you may have thoughts, but you was too afraid to really say something, or you was like too shy to say something about it because somebody might look at you and say, "Oh, this motherfucker nuts," or "Girl, you done lost it," or whatever. So Mr. Douglas is here to say, "Hey, you ain't nuts. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You may be asking questions within yourself that you just can't find answers for, and that's what I'm here for. Because I'm gonna do some real soul searching and researching, and I'll use all my human resources to everything that I have to have, and I decipher their shit and put it in the proper form, where as though this is the way it's supposed to be. All right." So you learn from people. The only way you'll learn from your predecessors is learn their ways. And once you learn their ways, then you can decipher a lot of things for their ways, and then learn for yourself where you are and how to work around that in your life. Now, let me get to the history. I'm not going to go with no dates because there's no such thing as dates and times and all that shit. That's just a measurement of how they made this system here in America, how they made things. But if you go back through history, people that live in forests and people live in jungles and they don't have no calendars. Yes, they have seasons, and yes, they do mark, you know, dates for our seasons in a different climatic, seasons, when it's the raining season, when it's the heated season or the dry seasons or whatever. They got dates for those. And they say, okay, the sun has come up this many times, or they've seen the moon this many times. They go by that type of system, not by the system that we use here in America, or that technology or technical countries and everything else we use these systems of going by dates and hours and all that type of stuff, because these people live in all natural. Now, from that, saying that, the whole idea or the whole purpose for the speech or the talk today is to give you some sort of fundamental understanding of where we came from through history and where we are as a people right now. Okay? But it's going to be brief and short. I'm not going to give you no long version because I ain't got all day to do that. But at the same time, you ask certain questions, and I can decipher things for you and break it down for you, then I will give you a more in-depth reason or understanding of something, depending on what you ask me. If you want to ask me everything, you don't have to ask me nothing. You just can listen and take what you can and go from there, because you probably already have all the knowledge in the world anyway. Only thing I'm doing is adding to your knowledge that you already have. But the knowledge that we naturally have is coming from a source that was taught to us and programmed for us. Okay? Then you have to use your super intelligence, which is that inner spirit within yourself, because you're eating right, you digesting food right, you excreting these toxins out your body, and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So now you can really see the world for what it is. Now your eyes are really open, them blinders are off. You're not blind to society, you're not blind to ways in the world. Now you're ready. Okay? But it's not ready like you're ready to go to war, because we lost the war. I mentioned that in other videos. We, as a dark and hued race of people, we lost the war. So we are stuck within their cult, a cult world, in their groups, and they call it society, but it ain't nothing but a cult. That's all it is. It's a cult. Simple as that. How they dictate and how they do things. So besides all that, man, I'm not going to go through the history of all that. The whole idea is that the foods that we're eating as human beings, as taking the fruits and vegetables and natural herbs, is the way, through certain biblical texts or through certain learnings or through certain cultures, is the way we're supposed to, because intelligent beings do not eat meat. Okay? Intellectual individuals are not cannibals. See, this cannibalistic way of we doing things by cleaning it up and cutting the meat up and taking the blood out of it, and we fry it, we boil it, we cook it, we stew it, we steam it, we do all these type of things to these meats and stuff, whereas though we don't supposed to be, if you're an intelligent individual, you don't supposed to be eating this crap. Okay? Now, if you look at the cannibalistic individuals in third world countries or in certain parts of the world that don't have no calendar dates and don't have no technology, just live in the forests and live in the woods or live in jungles and everything, these people who go around assassinating other human beings and eating them as cannibalistic, okay, is meat eaters. They have all kinds of, their teeth is deformed, they look like animals, and they just they're terrible. Okay. Now, in certain countries, okay, just let you know, there's certain countries, this stuff is still going on because we as a social society has not went into those areas and beautified those areas and put technology in those areas as of yet, because there's no monetary gain for anyone to go down there and start doing all these type of things in New Guinea and certain parts of Africa or certain parts of the world, where as though, you go back there, you can really see history of how the earth and how, society, or how this history has really stayed in the same place and still stunted in the same way. They don't have no form of technology, no form of anything. And they're living off the land and living the way they're supposed to live, okay? Because that's their world. So the whole moral of the story is that cannibalistic eating of these meats and stuff like that, that our bodies will conform and our bodies will adjust to them, but we don't supposed to eat them because they bring on all the filth from the individual or the being that was eating filth. So we're bringing those toxins into our bodies from those meats and all that crap, and bringing in actually worms and bacteria that was not in our bodies supposedly from the beginning, and it helps stunt your growth as far as your brain, as far as how you think, how you move, how you do things. Yes, we have learned to adapt to a lot of this stuff that we've been eating, but we have to gradually get ourselves and wean ourselves off if you are intelligent. Now, people can look at my videos and all that type of stuff, in which I had already told people that really view these videos and things, thank you. And I really appreciate those who do watch, because to me, you're some of the wisest and strongest people around. People who get 15 million hits, 50,000 hits and all that type of stuff, as society has put it, look at what these people are doing and what they're educating people on. They're educating them on garbage. I'm not hating on anyone to get, 1,000, 5,000, 20,000, 100,000, million, whatever hits they get. But this is what society does. When someone is educating you for you to grow and get your shit in order, that right there is not popular, okay? Because that's not part of the status quo. So if I get 3 hits, if I get 5 hits, I get 20 hits, I get 50 hits, whatever hits I get, it's greatly appreciated, because guess what? Those people who looking at it, which is the viewer, which is yourself, You educating yourself. So you're getting stronger. Hell with all the rest. That just goes to show you how watered down and how stupid society is. Because in actuality, people like myself, who's putting out good messages for people to understand things and help people with, themselves, and tell them about society at large, and tell them why they're losing, and tell them why they are how they are distracting, or they going through problems and all this stuff, where all these distractions are coming from. When you get somebody who educates you on all these things, or the whole circle, even the relationships, why men do what they do, why women do what they do, and all this type of stuff from their points of view and their experiences, people don't want to hear that. Which is okay, because guess what? The people who do listen, you're getting educated, and you're putting this along with your knowledge that you already have. So that's Mr. Douglas. Mr. Douglas is just an add-on to the knowledge that you already have, and you use it for what you use it for by giving you more intellect or more intelligence so you can use it for yourself. So you don't have to feel as though you're alone and that, you don't have nobody to talk to, or you don't have nobody who understands your points of view. You don't have nobody. Well, guess what? Because it's built that way for people to be stupid, and it's programmed for them to be that way. From all the things that we watch, from all the things that what catches our attention, from sports and all this other shit that don't fucking make sense. They'll water you down with all this bullshit because they want you to be bored. People do all kinds of stuff so they won't be bored, instead of really finding the intellect within themselves and getting with their own spiritual self within themselves. They don't want that. There's always a distraction from the outside. So the whole moral of the story is, people, you can't get to any knowledge or any intellectual, spiritual you. And you don't have to follow no occult 100 people, 50 people, your sisters or your brothers, or these are my people in Christ, and all this old bullshit. You don't gotta do none of that bullshit. If you do it because you're bored, because you ain't got nothing else, so you're looking for anything outside yourself to bring your spiritual up or bring your self-esteem up. You can go a million times, you can text, you can hit me, and you can say, "Oh, Mr. Douglas, you're wrong," and this and that. But guess what? When you say that I'm wrong, but you have to understand that these are just my opinions and the way I live my life and the way I see things. I didn't say it had to be right for you in your life and how you do. I'm telling you, as far as on my point of view, myself, and if you feel as though how I feel, then you on the right plane. I'm not saying you're right, and I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying these are my opinions and points of views. Okay? And this is what a lot of people be afraid to get themselves into. It's just a point of view. So with that being said, when you're eating these meats and you're eating this toxic food that we call food, which ain't nothing but processed bullshit that they didn't put together in laboratories and everything like that to break these bodies down, and then use your ass up far as work, and then throw your ass to the side as you get old, and these foods and stuff is making our bodies or blowing us up just like as if we was on steroids. That's all this processed food is a bunch of steroids. Look at the babies of the day. When they drinking this Similac and this Enfamil and all these type of different formulas and all this type of stuff, it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing but bullshit steroids. No one would never tell you that. So when people be looking at these bodybuilders, oh, he must be on something, he using steroids. All of us that eat this processed food and everything else, we're on steroids. Because our bodies don't supposed to look the way they look. Okay? Now, genetically, you're going to be a nice-looking human being, or your shape and your form, depending on what tribe you come from, and your gene line through your tribal, whatever people that you come from. So you're going to look the way your people has produced you through time anyway. Let's get this. So decipher the things that I'm saying. All right? All right? So all this obesity and all these things, this ain't nothing but the processed foods that's making us this way. Okay? So you toning yourself up and getting muscle tone or feeling good, and then you have liquids going through your body, you have natural herbs going through your body, you have natural vegetables, you got natural fruits and everything else, and you get the proper sugars and the proper minerals and the proper everything going through your body like it's supposed to have, so you can have proper blood flow. So you can have proper, your organs can refunction and revitalize themselves and function like they're supposed to. Everything's coming through you like it's supposed to. You're drinking plenty of water, spring water, whatever. You know, you're looking good. You're feeling good. Okay? You ain't eating all this starchy shit. Okay? You're not eating all this garbage. I'm an advocate for letting you know the wealth of the world is your health. Then you can make all the money you want. Why? Because you feel good. You go to work happy, and people try to figure out why you so energized and why you so happy. How you can get up in the mornings? How you able to function all day long without this, no headaches and without stress and all this type of stuff? Because you got your shit together. You got your health together. You get your wealth together, and you get your relationship together. Once you get those things together, man, you got the riches. Everything else is just a matter of time. Then we're going to start getting some lectures on how to invest your little wealth so you can help make that grow for you so you can save and have more, depending on the type of person you are, because all of us got a certain amount of greed. But that's not what my topic is today. My topic is today is stop being a cannibal. Because that's all we're doing is destroying these animals and all the type of stuff. How you call yourself being, for most people who love pets and love, nature and all this type of stuff, but y'all eating this processed food and you eating these fucking meats and all this type of stuff that come from animals. Some of these animals they have made in the laboratory. People didn't know that neither. Some of these things they have cloned and made because they're not what God put on this earth from the beginning. They're not animals that was here from the beginning. They like lambs for us as human beings. We got a culture of eating processed foods. Come on, people, decipher from this bullshit and start weaning yourself off this bullshit and start enriching yourself as far as your health, enrich yourself as far as your financial situation, and enrich yourself as far as your relationships. Okay? Once you do that, man, you feel so great and you feel so good. You don't need no synagogues, churches, and groups of people and everybody thinking the same way, everybody dressing up and everybody being conformed to whatever. Man, break away from that bullshit. Break away from all that bullshit. I'm not a religious fanatic or a conspiracy person who don't care about churches and all that type of stuff. Man, that ain't nothing but a bunch of brainwashing bullshit. All of it. Put it on the line. All of it ain't nothing but some brainwashing bullshit. Get out of that stereotype and stop being your individual self. Be the loving, beautiful human being you can be by thinking, eating correctly, and financially getting yourself together. And we're going to be just fine from that point. All right, people? Listen to me. Stop being cannibals. Stop eating these processed foods. Start exercising. Start drinking plenty of water. Use natural laxatives to help push and discrete all this bullshit out your body. Get your mind right. Your body will get in order. Once your body get in order, you think better. Then you can fall in love again. You fall in love with yourself. When you fall in love with yourself, then you can fall in love and understand the human race and the other people. You can't control other people, but you can control yourself. And you have understanding. You can look at people and laugh at them. You can say, hey, you know what? I understand where you're coming from, man, but guess what? I don't live like that today. Okay? That's the most you can give this society and give yourself and give the world. It's by you becoming a human being. Being on the intellectual part of who you are through history. Learn your history. Learn how the world has formed. Learn how different nationalities, different groups, how they move around, how they do things. Once you learn that, then you can learn who you are as a person. You're an individual. We're not a group. Fuck a group. You are individually. You are an individual star. That's what makes you unique. It's not meant for us to do shit in groups. We're individuals. And once you learn individuality, then that individuality can shine because you are the person that you are. Then you can be that beaker and that person who goes out in the world, and guess what? You're the difference at a party. You're the difference in a group. You're the difference at work. You're the difference in the relationship. You're the difference going out to family functions and all that type. You are the difference. Because the people look at you and say, I would like to be like that person there. And when they like to be like that person there, you can give them something only if they come to you and ask you. If they don't come to you, don't enforce your goodness and your wealth and your knowledge on people, because guess what? It makes it seem like you're a fucking controlling type person. Let them ask you. And when they ask you, you be willing to help and you be willing to give them. Don't do it out of, oh, I'm trying to be a good person. I'm trying to be nice. This is what the Lord would like for me to do. And this is what the Lord, thinking. Come on, man, stop playing. This is the bullshit that society and these fucking people put on us that hamstring us and water us down. Okay? But if you believe in everything that these doctors and these politicians and these people and society and far as counselors and marriage counselors and all these groups of people, you believe in their protocol and their bullshit and these ministers and pastors and all these, if you believe in all this shit, you setting yourself up just like a lamb, ready to get fucked. Be your own self, be your own individual, be intellectual and be smart on your own. The best thing that God ever gave us is free will. He gave us the abilities to understand and decipher. He gave us something that's so unique and so special within ourselves. We have a spirit. And that spirit will guide you as an individual through anything. But you have to feed the spirit. And the only way you're going to feed the spirit is by getting those toxins out your body. That's the only way you'll feed your spirit. Then you, as this body and vehicle, along with your spirit, and along with you doing what the creator of all things meant for you to do, you will see the light and you'll be guided to do the right things. Not a pastor, not a minister, not none of that. Spirituality and all these different definitions and words, I don't care nothing about none of that bullshit. I'm just telling you that you are the difference, no matter where you are. But you got to get this shit out your body. Because that's the reason why we having all these pains and we having all this anger and we having all these fucking dysfunctions and everything else. Because we eating the spirits from the meat and everything else that goes into our bodies, was and blocking our powerful and strength that we have within ourselves, because this is a blockage. It's putting their fears. When that animal or whatever died, we're eating their fears and everything else. And that's why we are the way we are, living in fear. And that's why we lose. I'm going to let you go with that, people, because I got to get ready for work now. But I just wanted to share that with you real quick. You have any questions, anything you want to text, anything you want to talk about, whatever. I'm not no conspiracy nutcase. I'm not none of that type of stuff. I'm just an individual sharing his knowledge, his wealth, and sharing it and passing it on to you so you can put that in your repertoire and go on through life and be a happy, beautiful person that you're supposed to be anyway. All right? I'll talk to you shortly. Peace.